Hi everybody, Jo here again. Thanks so much for popping in. Now, got a little flyer to share with you before we have our little catch up today, just to remind you about our October online crafting event. And for those of you that are lucky and can travel to Lavinia HQ in Wreath in Wales, we've got our open days. So again, if you want to need any information, just screenshot those and can't wait. Always such great events. Now, I'm just going to pop that to one side. Last week, I did a wreath card on the Tuesday on our catch up, and so many of you got in touch and said that you loved the use of the die, but you'd love a festive piece of inspiration. So it's always lovely to hear from you, and I love to actually try and do what you ask. Not always easy, I've got to admit it, but this is what I've come up with, and I hope you like this. And we've got this fabulous snow. Look at that bit of 3D, bit of mixed media. That just means mixing your mediums. So we've got a bit of our crystal paste on here. We've got a die cut. We've got some stamping. There we go. You could even add a little bow if you wanted. As always, I've just put part of the design on the back of the card. I just think it's such a lovely touch, and on the envelope as well. So the die that we're going to use is this one again, and I'm just going to pop my card over here. And it's this lovely funky wreath design. And last week I used this, and you get two, you get both of them. So I thought this week we'll go for this one. But I do love them, and again, I know you like to know sizes. So this one is roughly sort of about 3-inch diameter. And perfect for those smaller cards. But you know, there's nothing to say that you couldn't put 2 or 3. I mean, on a DL card, you could probably fit 3 on, or 2 and a sentiment. I mean, I know you lot, you're so clever, you'll easily think up of what you're going to do. I'm going to start with a piece of Multifarious card, and this is 5.5 inches square. And I'm going to come in with the larger of my acetate circle masks, and I'm using the outy one. Now, because I want to add a sentiment at the bottom, I'm just going to push it up a little. Try and keep it in the middle, but just so it's offset towards the top. And I'm coming in with our pine in the elements. And my larger of my stencil brushes. My Wink of Stella pens are eager to be used, look. Right, I'm just going to hold this in place. And I just want sort of a guide for my stamping, but also to add some of that colour for underneath the design. And that's all I'm going to do. And then I'm just going to add a little bit on the outskirts of that, because I'm going to stamp on the out sort of side. So I just want to fuzzy that edge. That's enough. Don't want to overcook it. And on to the stamping. And I'm going to use my mini holly. So this is one of the little ones, the mini holly, and I'm going to come in with Spruce. And this is one of the new colours of the Versafine Clair. I haven't really used this colour much, so it's a good chance for me to use it. Now, what I am mindful is I've got my die cut here. And if I pop it on, look, it gives me an idea. I want a little bit in the design, but I've got this large area to stamp outside. So if I ink up, and a couple of you have asked about inking up. With these mini stamps, I tend to use the corner look. Just I find it gives me a much better, but I do need to be mindful not to, if you rock your block slightly, you can get ink on there. So that's something to watch out for. So, sorry, excuse me, I'm just going to grab my inky binky. Now, I'm going to work my way around, and I'm going to do the outside first. So I'm just going to come in with first and second generation. And I'm just going to work my way round. So as I'm going round, it now gives me a chance to ask how you're doing. So I hope you're having a good week. Now, if you notice there, I go first and second, but every so often I do 2 first, just so it doesn't look too uniform. Just like to mix it up a bit, look, so we'll add another first here. And again, being mindful just to check this block every so often. And there we go. So that in itself, I think that is lovely. Now, how quick was that? Now, again, if I bring this back in, look, so that's perfect on the outside. I just want a little bit now on the inside. So I'm going to do the same, but this time just coming in. And this time I don't want particularly to get the big stem here. So again, I'm just using that corner and just inking up the edge of the stamp. And I'm just turning it round as we go. Those of you that go out for meals and things or cake decorating, my hand behaves a bit like a lazy Susan. And I do apologise to all the Susans, I didn't name it. You know, a turntable that rotates. Oh, there we go. Happy with that. And as I say, in itself, how quick was that? Batch card making. You could batch card make this to this stage and then decide. Some you could put a sentiment over the top. Lots of things you could do. We're going to obviously finish ours with this, but you could just saying leave it as that. But we're going to introduce Pipin. Pipin wants to come on one of our Christmas cards. And I'm going to use the black. And again, I am mindful, I've just over inked, look. Especially with the smaller stamps. A couple of you have asked if you said you tend to over ink. Well, so do I. It's just one of those things. So I'm going to put Pipin sort of here, looking up. Lovely. Got to be careful. He's got a bit of holly near his bottom. Got to be careful he doesn't sit on it. And the small lanterns here, you need something to be looking at. So I need a piece of copy paper and I'm going to stamp this twice. And there are two on this set, a round one and an oblong one. So I'm thinking, let's do this one first over here. Lovely. And then we'll ink up again and we'll pop this one a bit higher, sort of here. Remember your copy paper, just so that you've got that nice bit there. And don't worry, because that's going over there and that'll just be perfect. Now, if you're worried about that matching up, just use your black fine liner pen and fill it in. Now, I'm going to give that a bit of a blot. And what we'll do, while we've got our stamps out, we'll stamp the sentiment. Now, this one's off the Christmas greetings. And this one I'm using the From Our Home to Yours. And I'm just going to bend it slightly. Remember, you can do that. I just think that looks lovely with the shape of our gorgeous wreath. And I'm just going to add a light ink first. So this is the Verdant. And then so it coordinates, I'm just going to catch the bottom with the Spruce. And we'll have that two-tone effect. And then I'm just going to pop my head over and stamp that there. Oh, lovely. But I'm just going to take that stamp off to straighten it. I don't want to leave it at an angle. Now, I just want to show you, I'm going to colour the die cut. And I've got one here that I've already done. And just so you know, I'm using our lovely metallic gilding polish. And all I do, and I'm just doing this on a non-stick craft mat just because I don't want to get it on my lovely Lavinia mat. And all I do is take a Lavinia paintbrush, look, water on it and literally paint. And I do both sides, simple as that, quick da-da-da-da-da. You don't need to see me do it all. And when it's dry, this is what we get. And how fabulous is that? Again, I would batch make quite a few of these and then they're ready for when you need them. Top tip though, gilding, polishes, water-based, night-night routine, give them a spritz, night-night. And if you're using the little applicator at the top, give that a spritz before you put it to bed too. Now I'm going to file this next to Eric and I'll finish painting that one after we've had our catch up. It'd be really good if Eric could finish it for me, wouldn't it? So back to our lovely design. So while your gilding polish is drying, and did I tell you what colour that was? My mind, I can't remember. This one is I think it's the Copper Shine. If ever you don't know, we always put the list of ingredients underneath, so just check them out. Right, so we're going to add some colour. So I'm just going to come in, this is the gold Wink of Stella, and then with the red, we'll just add, we're going to colour the berries. So this is the bit where you can talk amongst yourselves. Now again, I'll very quickly do it, but you will take your time. And what I love about this red Wink of Stella is it colours the berries, obviously red, but also it dries with that lovely sheen. So I get that sparkle. And I'm just going to work my way around the berries. As I say, I'm doing it, I'm mindful that, you know, you don't want to watch me colour, do you? So we have to do a bit of speed colouring. Do you know, wouldn't it be great if we could, you know, instead of speeding videos up, if we could speed housework up? Imagine if you just literally started hoovering and then whiz, it was all done. So I think whoever speeds the videos up needs to have a go at speeding the hoovering up and the housework. I mean, that would be fabulous, wouldn't it? Imagine we could spend even more time crafting. Right, now if I've missed any, by all means you shout at me and tell me. I'm going to add a little bit of our pastel pencils now. And I just want to give him a bit of shape. Bit down his front here, look. And again, I'm just going to smudge that to set it. And then around the lamps, I want to add a little bit of a glow. So I'm going to come in with the yellow. But then to soften it, I'm going to go over the top with the white. And what this will do, it'll blend it, but also soften it. And then we'll just add a little bit of the hint of a yellow glow look at his front. Can you see? And that just makes such a difference. I just want the hint of that. So, and as I say, that to me looks lovely. But I think once we add this, it just gives it another dimension. Now, I'm going to use our lovely Bippity Boppity glue. Now, this dries clear, so it will give us a little bit of wiggle time. Now, I'm just going to put it on the larger areas. Now, as you can see, I was very sparing with my gilding polish. We have got some white bits, but it's like on holiday. You know, it's okay to have white bits. Again, we'll just use my finger just to blend that out a little. And then I'm thinking, so again, you can just move this round. Let's have a look. Oh, I don't like, right, that's, oh no, that goes over the lamp. There. I think I'm going to go for that. So again, I just need a little bit under there. So there's bound to be one little bit I missed, wasn't there? Just always put the lid on. So if I can just catch that bit there with my finger, look, and then hold that down. And what I'll do when we've finished, you know, I always put one of my blocks on like that just to weigh it down. So I'll make sure they've all stuck down. Just give my fingers a bit of a wipe. Now, I'm going to add a little bit of Posca snow, the white Posca, just because for me it wouldn't be Christmas without. And then we'll come on to our main lovely 3D snow. So I'm just going round the holly, really. It shows up lovely on the holly and the berries. Gentle taps. And I'm just focusing exactly where I want it, look. So that way, I've got it exactly where I want it. And I've not got it round the words. Now, Our lovely 3D comes from this, and this is the crystal paste, Sizzix crystal paste. Now, this is fabulous through stencils, and I did do a video a while ago, so do check that out. And it has a little lid, look, which I've got to be honest, with my dodgy hands, it's not, there we go. Don't throw that away, it's important to keep that. Now for me, the best way I found to apply it was just with my palette knife. But everybody's different if you've got your own way. And because it's almost a 3D snow, I found with my palette knife I could just add it just as though the snow was resting on my wreath, especially on the die cut look. And I can put a little bit round Pipin. And I just found the edge of my palette knife was very useful. We'll have a bit on that little ledge there. Just let me put a little bit on top of that lamp. Now you could use a paintbrush as well. It's water-based, so you can just wash it after. But I found I almost got more chunky snow doing it this way. But if you've got an easier way, and again, if I find there's too much, look, I can just go in, move it around. I want a little bit over here, just on this. Just catching that edge there. Right, come on. Do you know what? I'm going to come in. There we go. Yeah, that's exactly where I wanted it. And a little bit. Right, on that little one there. I knew that little nail had come in useful. Bit on there. Right, lovely. Right. Just give that a quick wipe. And then really important to put the plastic, I don't want to, I'm holding it over my work very gingerly, plastic on there and screw it tightly, lovely, and then it won't dry out. But it's just another lovely way of adding that lovely sparkle for Christmas. Now it does take a while to dry, so that's what it'll look like when you've got it at this stage. But this I did a couple of hours earlier, and look, it's dry and it's really hard. And I just think that's lovely, it's fabulous. And especially, we're just going to use it so much at Christmas. And it just adds something a bit different. So you could start off and make the general wreath, then maybe add one with a sentiment, and then maybe add Pipin and the lamps. The other wreath, more snow, so many different things you can do. You could change the colour of your die cut. I mean, what colour of the polishes have you got? Like I say, so many things you can do, and please share them. We love to see what you make and you know how it inspires you and if it gives you ideas. So have fun. I should say Merry Christmas, shouldn't I? I know it's early, but you know what? I'm trying to get some in my box this year, and I have to say I'm doing very well. My box is looking lovely, thank you. And I've got my postage stamps ready before the postage goes up. So do you know what? I'm nearly all set for Christmas. I hope you are too. Enjoy the rest of your week. You take care, and I'll pop back soon. Love and hugs from me. Bye for now.